Greetings, mortals, and welcome to this video about messing with philosophers.
So, if you've ever been anywhere near a philosophy class, either by the extension of having a friend of yours who was in a philosophy class, or having been in one yourself, or whatever, you've probably heard one of the railroading dungeon master philosophy problems. So, what I mean by railroading dungeon master is, and I'm sure that this will sound familiar to you, is you say, well, they ask you the question, and then you say, oh, well, I'll just do this. And they say, no, you can't do that because insert arbitrary nonsense that they just added for no reason here. Oh, okay, well, if I can't do that, then I guess I'll do this thing instead. And they go, no, you can't do that. There's only two things you can do. You can do this or you can do this. And that's it. There's nothing else you can do. Make your choice. And it's very much the kind of mentality that a railroading dungeon master has. And you'll note that a railroading dungeon master is a very bad dungeon master, okay? Similarly speaking, any philosophical dilemma that involves that degree of railroading is a bad philosophical dilemma. So I'm going to talk about the trolley problem a bit first. So the trolley problem is this problem where basically you're given, what's the word? You're given crabs. Sorry, you've got crabs now. So you're basically put in a scenario where there's a vehicle of some sort. Usually it's a train or something, or a trolley. I don't know what a trolley is, so it's probably a train. Yay, British sayings. Anyway, so there's a train or other vehicle. Let's go with train because it's the most coherent of them. I've heard people use this to talk about like self-driving cars and things like that, but it falls even way apart, even more so at that point. And so rather than use one of the weaker scenarios, I'm going to use the strongest version of this scenario, which is the one where it's a train. Okay? So the basic gist of this problem is, okay, you have a train that's heading in a direction. There's people on the tracks. People often give reasons for why these people are on the tracks. I don't know why, because you're just killing them anyway. But basically, there's people on the tracks. Who cares why they're there? They exist. They're there. They're in the way. If you do not push a button, they will all die. And you know that for a fact. Every single one of them. There's 5 of them. 1 will die, 2 will die, 3 will die, 4 will die, 5 will die. All dead because of you. Because you didn't push the button. But if you do push the button, that person over there is going to die. Because what you're going to do is you push the button and the train stops, but in the process of stopping, it launches a javelin and shoots that guy in the face. Now, that's not the classic problem. But it's way better than the classic problem. The classic problem is you push a button and then the train just turns onto a different track and kills this other person, which that doesn't make any sense. You can't just like push a button and a train will turn onto another track going at full speed and not like destroy the train and kill everybody in a giant fireball or whatever. And like you have to like prepare for track changes, and I don't think it's a good idea to just push a button that's going to cause the track to change. So, we push the button, the train stops, javelin shoots that guy because fuck him. So, what do you do? See, the way that I presented the problem, it actually sounds way better than the original problem. I think that, well, to me anyway. I don't know about to you guys. Shit. Now I'm enjoying this problem too much to talk shit about it. The problem with these kinds of dilemmas is that they rely on the idea that you know what will happen when you push the button. So as an example, when it comes to, let's say it's a train, and you say, oh, well, if you push the button, then you'll swap onto this other track, and you'll kill this other person. How do you know that? How do you know that you're going to kill that person? Also, if you know all this information, then why didn't you do something about it before right this very second? Because you can't process all of this information simultaneously, and all of these problems are things that have to happen at a moment's notice, right? If you have the 10 or 15 seconds you need to think about this problem, you have the time to stop the train, right? So it's the kind of situation where it doesn't really make any coherent sense to be having the problem in the first place. So, what's most fun with this kind of situation is to just keep saying, well, oh, well, I'll just do this. And then they say, no, you can't do that because of this reason. Oh, well, how do I know that? And just keep asking how you know things. And eventually you'll get to the point where they say something along the lines of either you just know it, you know everything, or you have perfect information. The second that they say that you have perfect information is the time where you can go on a tirade about all the wonderful things that you'll do as God. Because the only way to have perfect information about a singular event is to have perfect information about all events. Because there's so much that goes into that individual event that involve the laws of physics, the laws of mathematics, the laws of everything that you have to understand, and everything that has happened that led to this situation. If you have full, perfect information about this situation, then you are a god that is omniscient, which means that you can do whatever the hell you want. So you can go on about a long-ass tirade about how, oh, well, see, if I was a god, then I would do this and this and this and this and this and this, and then just don't shut up. And then eventually, they'll walk away. So, when you're posed by a railroading bullshit problem by a philosopher, there's two things you can do. The first is you can just walk away. The second, and the more fun thing to do, is to turn it back around on them and give them, oh, well, no, because you just said that I have perfect information. If I have perfect information, then by definition, I must be a god, because if I have perfect information about this event, that means that I understand everything that goes into this event, which means that I understand everything that goes into the things that go into this event, ad infinitum, which means I have perfect information about the universe, which means I am a deity, which means I can do anything, because omnipotence equals omniscience. I think that this has been pretty clearly established in the past. Done. Anyway, so, have fun, folks. Later. I didn't press the button. I guess I'm not omniscient. I guess I should not look at myself. Oh, my eyes. Later, folks. No!